Okay, before we get started, let's go over our expectations. Ready? Here are your expectations. I'm going to put them up here on the easel. Your book should be on the floor in front of you, please. Thank you. All right. This says, I can do a Socratic seminar. That's what we're going to do. Just a big class discussion. Okay? First thing is, I can respect my classmates. Raise your hand and tell me one way that you can respect your classmates during our discussion. One way you can respect your classmates, Brooklyn.
You could not talk to them if they're talking.
Very nice. You're going to be listening and not talking when it's somebody else's turn. I like that. Mona, one way you can respect your classmates.
By helping them find the page.
Okay, you could help them if they're not sure where to find the page or maybe their text evidence. One more. Summer, how can you respect your classmates?
I can respect my classmates by helping them with telling them if they are not sure what to write a question.
Okay, by helping them if they're maybe not sure about what to say or how to answer something. Your next one is I can speak clearly. Everybody say, I can speak clearly.
I can speak clearly.
That means you've got to speak in your good speaking level 2 voice so that your classmates can hear you. Because if I sit and whisper, you're going to be able to hear what I say.
No.
You got to speak clearly. Next one, I can listen closely. Say, I can listen closely. You got to listen using those active listening skills. Are your ears listening? Are your eyes on the speaker? Is your body still? Is your voice and your body quiet? And are your hands to yourself? You got to listen because you're going to talk to each other. You're going to talk to each other. Next one says, I can ask questions. Say, I can ask questions. You're going to ask the questions because you all wrote questions last week, right?
Yes.
I'm not going to ask the questions today. I'm not going to ask the questions. You're going to ask the questions. Okay? Last one says, I can use the book. What's it say? I can use the book. Remember, we've been writing level 1 questions. Where do we find the answer to level 1 questions? In the book. So if you're asking level 1 questions, you should be able to find the answer to those level 1 questions in your book. Okay? So I'm going to put these right here. I need another magnet. So then you can remember what those expectations are. A couple other things before we get started. I would love for everybody to participate. So if you have a question you want to ask a question. If you have an answer to a question, answer a question. You can also participate by looking at the speaker, listening to the speaker, and following along in your book, finding the answers on your own, right? Okay. This is going to be hard for me too, because guess what? My job as a teacher, I ask lots of questions during the day. So I'm going to try not to answer your questions. I'm going to try not to talk. I'm going to sit. I'm going to watch. I want you to lead the discussion today. That's why you wrote questions. Okay? So here's how this is going to work. If you have a question you want to ask, one of those wonderful questions that you wrote on your paper, so go ahead and open your book up. Open your book up so that you've got those questions and then your Community Heroes text right there. Put it on the floor right in front of you so you can see it. Because remember, you're going to ask questions and you're going to use the book to answer. So open that up. There you go. Okay, if you have a question you want to ask, I'm going to start. This is our talking piece. Okay? Let me stand over here so you can all see me. This is our talking piece. This ball. Okay? If you don't have the ball, your voice is going to be off and you're going to be listening. If you have the ball, you can talk. Okay? So for example, if Barwa was to start and ask our first question, if you would like to answer Barwa's question, you're going to put a thumbs up just like we would for number 5. Okay? It means I have an answer. I want to answer Barwa's question. Barwa's gonna look for people who have a thumbs up, and he's gonna roll the ball to them. Make sure you say who you're sending the ball to, and that person can answer the question. Okay? Do all of our questions have exactly one answer?
No.
So multiple people might be able to answer the question. Okay? I'm going to help if needed, but I want to see if you guys can do it without me stepping in. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody have a question that they would like to ask first? Who would like to be brave and ask a question? Wow, lots of hands. Mona, you want to start first?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here you go. Eyes are on your speaker, please.
Do I stand up?
If you would like to. You don't have to.
How do firefighters stand fire out?
Five.
They use the hose. And the sisters, they really
Okay, you can pass it back to Mona. Mona, if somebody else wants to answer your question, they can answer. Remember, if you want to answer Mona's question, a thumbs up.
to
Farwa, could you add some details onto what you're sharing?
firefighters help people all hours of the day and night.
Okay. Does anybody else want to answer Mona's question?
Failure. They use fire hydrants. One way do firefighters go out fires they use the hoses, the big and the big. Thomas. When you put out the fire, they use one of the hoses in the fire trucks. And so how they set out fires are they grab the hose and they spray up the water and they put like lots of water on the broken that's on fire. Betty's. So they use fire hydrants and hoses to take care of the fire. They use the hoses and they take us up to the fire hydrants because fire hydrants are filled with water and then they can squirt water on it. They can grab the hose, but but instead of water and spray water. They use a fire hydrant, but if there isn't a fire hydrant near, they just use the hose. Yes. They help people all hours of the day and night. I think.
Would anybody like to ask a different question? Maybe you can pick somebody.
Summer. How do firefighters help each other? They get up with it to help others. They help each other by telling them if they're safe. Kind of. They help each other if they know how to use the hose, or maybe if they don't know how to use something that they want. Alright. One way they can work together by choosing who drives the truck and who does the stuff. They work together that way. And one way firefighters can help each other is if they're hurt, they can help each other like get better. And they do that to other people. It's just like fingers. One way they can work together is by holding the hose. One way the firefighters can help each other is they think about who's going to choose all the stuff, and then the leader says what each firefighter could do versus then they help each other. These. One way that they work together is they work together as a one thing they help with others each other. They hold the hose together because it's really strong. One way that they help each other is by putting out fire. one way the firefighters help each other is some drive the truck, some put up the ladder, and some hold the hose. Firefighters help each other. How do firefighters help each other is they all people that work they have to work as a team. There is one way they can help each other is one can bring that they can help and one can bring that is fun. Promise. One way they can help too is by getting the ladder up.
Careful, please.
Help.
Make sure you're being respectful listeners, respecting your classmates. Are you using an active listening body? Okay, do we have another question that somebody would like to ask? Summer, you can pick somebody.
Nova. How does firefighters help people? Thomas. If a tall building got fire, they would close their ladder and climb up and they rescue the people. No. What is it?
Let Nova ask her question, please.
They help people by putting up a fire and helping the kids and helping the adults.